Hello, welcome to Truth Talk, a conversation where every Wednesday I have a conversation with a new person. Today, it is my daughter, my eldest, Chelsea Keenan. Hi, Chelsea, how are you? Well, that is wonderful. As you know, for those who are new to the show, we don't script it, we don't talk topics beforehand, so it's an off the cuff conversation for the most part. So, Chelsea, you're going to be refreshing because for the first, well, the last month or so, everybody wanted to talk about politics.
No, thank you.
And for you guys listening, the only thing she said is politics, no politics.
Yes. I feel like there's a lot of different influences online and in the media and stuff. And so you really have to know what you believe, like yourself. And I don't study it enough to know exactly what I think. So I don't want to talk about it.
I think that's a very wise statement that if you don't know what you're talking about, you should just be quiet.
Pretty much.
Well, let's stick to some things that you do know. All right. What you do know is how to over. What? It's not doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long to find out what you know.
So messed up.
All right. Well, okay. So there was a pause, but it wasn't about what you know. You know a lot of things, and one thing you know very well is how to overcome hard times. Unfortunately, as beautiful as you look right now, which you look gorgeous, by the way. And as good as I look too, I look pretty good today myself.
You're a hot mama.
I know we are just not at the best self that we could be. And you just had another um, situation with your health that has caused you to go back to doctors and seek help. So how do you pull yourself up and get all beautiful and look like this and have a good attitude when you're struggling with health issues?
That's a good question. And I don't really have a good answer. I know that like I was feeling really, really sick this morning and last night and pretty much all weekend. And I can't do much. So like now I'm getting exhausted. But I made a commitment and I want to stick to it.
Commitments.
Yeah, I feel like, and I mean, if it's too bad, I guess I'll cancel. But I don't really want to. I like talking and sharing my story, and I feel like there's a point where like you can't push through, but I think I can push through for right now.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you pushed through. So what Chelsea's talking about is having a commitment. I think that that's a value that we don't really see these days in the younger generation or the elder generation, that you can have a reason to bow out. You can have a reason to say not today, especially with this pandemic. Nobody, if your job is gone and you're not working out of the house, there's a especially easy reason to say, you know what, not today. No one's going to notice. No one's going to miss me at work. No one's going to know that I'm laying in bed in my pajamas all day instead of getting up and doing something productive. But having a commitment to yourself and to other people is something that is admirable. And I do admire that in you. No matter how you have been, you keep steady flow going forward.
Well, I think that's also what gets you out of like the funk and stuff. If you make sure that, like, I'm not feeling good, but I have a schedule and I try to stick to it, and I try not to think about like the pain and stuff like that. And it helps me push through rather than just staying in bed all day.
So what are we talking about? We talked about your pain and pushing through. Well, what you may not know is Chelsea has had, let's see, Chelsea, let's just backtrack. Talk about before you experienced anything physical going on. What was your life like? And we've got a couple of pictures here. You can tell us about while we look at the pictures.
My life, I am a singer, and before everything happened, I was performing that's me performing at Special Olympics. The Children's Hospital, we did a lot of blood drives, a lot of fundraisers with them in LA.
Mhm.
And that's me at the American Music Awards. That's
Yes.
a terrible picture. That's the worst picture I've ever seen in my life.
Well, look,
But we, beggars can't be choosers.
I don't think it's so bad.
I've learned my angles.
Well,
Let's just
since
say
then,
that.
yes, you've come a long way. You were quite young. Like, I think this one at
I was
the
like, what, 15,
Children's
16?
Hospital, you might have been like 16 years old.
Yeah.
And then you were about 19, 20, about 20 at the World Games Olympics, Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure, the music awards, it was around 22, I think 2021. So it's a progression.
It's it took a couple of years, 24, and I figured it out.
And now you're 24.
Yes.
So it's been a while since you were at the height of what you believed was your career.
Yeah.
As an artist.
I was getting ready to go on tour, and I released an album. I was working on my next one, so it was pretty exciting times.
It was pretty exciting for me too, as a mom. Knowing that you were able to do what you loved and you wanted to do it, you weren't forced to do it. It was really cool to see, not only you, but how the whole family kind of was involved in that everybody joined you. Everybody was
every rehearsal,
every dance, even your dance rehearsals until, like, oh my gosh, late with your dancers. It was quite an exciting time, and only thought that it was going to go like for the rest of your time.
From there,
Yeah. But tell us, what happened at the age of 21?
Well, I had a stroke.
20, at the age of 20.
I had a stroke, and that kind of brought me down. I mean, I couldn't sing, I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in bed for a while. And then I kept having strokes. So now we're here. I had my last one, last year?
Last year. Yes, February of last year, you had your last one. And I'll show you, just people like pictures. So here's Chelsea in some of her hospital. She's got her little thumbs up saying she's okay, That's her left hand. Her right side was no use at that point. But even then, your face was so beautiful. You always had a smile. You always had a positive way about you, even in all of that. Did you cry?
Always.
Yes.
I still cry. I cried every day this weekend.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, you can show people that you're strong and you can, like, put it on, but I think there's also a point where you have to be like, yeah, this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
I hide it very well, but I think people need to know that there's, you can't always be positive.
No, because that's just pretending, and it just festers a lot more inside of you. Not only did you have strokes, Chelsea, you also had meningitis. You also, and because of those two, you now have hemiplegic migraines, or which they mimic strokes.
Yeah.
So even now, these hemiplegic migraine episodes come upon, and you still have the debilitating weakness on the right side, the memory loss, the speech issues that I'm exhibiting right now. So it's not something that just went away. You've done years of physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy to get back on your feet. And like you said, this week you just spent crying because you had another hemiplegic episode, and you're back at a stroke level, a stroke-like level. But here you are, still trying to get up and get beautiful. Let me ask you this: how do you find that balance between having those moments when you're really honest with yourself and with others about how hard it is, and then picking up your bootstraps and saying, I'm still going to have a life that's worth living and that helps others?
That's That's a hard question. I don't know.
It is.
I
It
don't
is.
know because like I don't. I'm really emotional in general, like as a person, and so I have a hard time, like, um, pushing through on certain things. But also like I do a lot of stuff in the public because I still sing and I still do like deals with brands and stuff. So I kind of have to put it on. But I think I know there's a balance um that I need to show online or to my followers or to people going through the same thing. And I always keep that in mind because I don't want people to think, oh, she's dealing with that, but how come she's like this? You
Yeah.
know? And I'm dealing with the same thing and I can't pull myself out of there. But I mean I have times where I can't pull myself out either. And I think it's a hard balance, but I'm trying to push through. Like even this weekend I was like, you know what? I need to post a photo. And I didn't feel good enough to do it. And I was like, maybe I should just post one like now. And I was feeling so bad, and I was like, people need to see like the real everyday thing. But I just couldn't do it because I was feeling so bad, so it didn't happen. But I think that I need to have more of a balance because I do a bad job at showing it.
Yeah, I mean, like when you came in the room today and said I'm ready, and you look like this, I was like, wow. You know, it's a balance because you want to put your best foot forward when you can, but at the same time, you don't want to give a false impression.
Yeah.
Because people are praying, especially after this weekend. People are praying for you to get better, but you're sitting down. You're not standing. If she was standing,
If
she'd
I
be
was
falling
standing, I'd
down.
fall over. I can't pick up anything. I can't walk really far. I mean, it took me what 2 hours just to do my hair and makeup because my arm kept giving out and I was too weak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a struggle, but I don't know.
Well, you talked about social media and people, and I know that you've connected with people over social media over the years as they have seen your story. You have shared some pictures like the ones that we just showed through hospital visits, through doctor visits. You shared your honesty at points. How is that to be able to help people through social media? Because a lot of social media is just they think you're on it and it's just about you and it's about brand ambassadoring.
Yeah.
I mean,
Being a brand ambassador.
being a brand ambassador.
Get
But
money, get paid.
get money, get paid,
All
yada yada yada
right.
yada, yada yada. However, there's more to social media than just being a pretty face and showing a brand or something like that you love and you're able to talk about that side of the social media.
Yeah, well, I don't really go on Instagram too often. I just post because I feel like there is that side of social media that like it just makes you feel so insecure and so bad about yourself. But when I go on there, I do get a lot of messages from people that have gone through like what I've gone through, have strokes, and they're all my age. And so it's pretty like I do go on there to talk to those people, and like it helps me, I think, a little bit more than it helps the other people because I feel a lot like I'm alone and I don't like to talk about my symptoms or like my struggles or what I'm going through because I don't think people will my age anyways will understand. And like I had that issue with like dating,
Yeah.
I'm like, what guy's gonna understand that like one of these days my arm's just not gonna work? You know what I mean? Like, what happens if I have another stroke and like I can't talk or whatever? And like, no guy's gonna want that. And but there's other people that reached out to me that are going through the same thing and dating, and we talk about everything. You know what I mean? And so I think it helps us all. It's like a little group, and that I really appreciate it. I like that a lot.
And for the first like 3 years of your recovery and illnesses, the only help out there was for Alzheimer's or people with
People over
strokes over
60.
60, 65. And
They like go to a support group and it's just a whole bunch of
65, and Chelsea's memory is not there either. She has so many notes and pages that she has to remind herself about every aspect of her life. Because you do have short-term memory, long-term memory.
Yeah, I forget everything.
And the fun thing is, can I share this? You might not
You're
like
gonna
it.
make fun of me.
Well, the fun thing is, she thinks every day is Tuesday.
Oh my gosh! What if someone I know watches this?
Nobody you know watches my.
Oh my gosh! She's just calling me out
I'm
like
just
that.
calling you out because that's the one thing that you can have fun with.
It's not.
That
it's not fun.
Every day is Tuesday.
You know how many looks I get when it's like a Sunday and I'm like, oh, today's Tuesday. And
you get that look. You get that. No, Chelsea, it's not Tuesday. Every day we have to tell Chelsea it's not Tuesday. And that's
it's Sunday, Chelsea.
Sometimes it's been like 5 years of telling you every day it's not Tuesday, but once a week she's right, and we celebrate that.
Thanks for telling the whole world.
Well, there has to be.
That was like my biggest insecurity. That's something I haven't told anyone. Like, I said that I've been like open about things.
I didn't know that.
I haven't told anybody that.
Well, I didn't know that. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to out you on that. But anyway, so what were we saying? Positively.
I don't even know.
So that explains. I said that to explain why.
I'm back in my bags.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I don't know, but I'm leaving. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. All right, that'll be tomorrow. So it's really important because, for a 21-year-old, 20-year-old to have a stroke and have severe memory loss, there really wasn't anything out there for you to go. And so going on social media and sharing your story opened up because you found, like you said, all the other 20-somethings that are going through it. And no one knew what to do with them either because it's like a unicorn, right?
Yeah.
But tell us about an organization that reached out to you and that you have been so blessed with getting to know.
Oh yeah. So right now I'm working with the American Heart Association. Specifically, well, I've worked with the one in New York and the one here in California, Southern California one, and they've helped me tell my story and right now we're focusing on reaching out to those who are my age, who's going through the same thing, and trying to create like an awareness. Because right now it's not knowing, it's like, oh, you're 20, there's no way you had a stroke,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I think right now what we're working on is bringing awareness to specifically my age group.
And it's needed because in the beginning, everybody, all the hospitals, oh my gosh, I won't name the hospitals, but the hospitals just knew you were a drug addict. They knew.
Okay, I'm not a drug addict.
They knew that she was doing drugs or something like that, and it was just so false. And no matter how much we said, no, she doesn't do drugs, she doesn't even drink alcohol, she's focused on her career, they just couldn't understand and wouldn't give you that diagnosis. It took 2 hospitals and about 3 doctors and over a year for them to finally say, okay, this is what's happening, meningitis and stroke. And it was a battle to try to get anyone to believe that it was an organic illness, that it wasn't caused by your environment or by what you did. They even accused and suggested that maybe there was abuse at home and that she was stressed out about. So it's very difficult because no one believes you when you're this young.
And there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of my friends, they've gone through the same thing. And they've had a lot of doctors say, no, there's no way, or like tell them that they're exaggerating, even though they're seeing the evidence.
Right.
And the scans.
On the scans, it shows a stroke, but
like,
they're still
you must
saying
have fallen and hurt in your head. And it's like, no, but it's so crazy how through everybody's story, it's the same thing. All the doctors are saying the same thing.
Yeah. And for parents, if you have a young adult that's going through symptoms of brain injury, or debilitating stuff, don't stop fighting. If you know your child, if you know your loved one, and you know something's wrong with them, do not give up the fight, no matter what. I remember they sent you early on to a psychologist for a psych eval, and the psychologist asked Chelsea, psychiatrist asked Chelsea, what would you like life to be like in your mind? Where would you like to live, and what would be your perfect life? And do you remember answering that question?
Not really, but I know like my perfect life would just be horses and singing.
Well, that's what she said. She said, "Well, I would sing, and I would tour and go singing, and then I would have horses, and I would ride horses and train horses, and I would live in Arroyo Grande, California. That's here in the Central Coast of California." And she said that, and the report came back, and the psychiatrist said that she was delusional and out of touch in reality. So therefore, she was hiding from her reality because, and this was his quote, I'll never forget. He said, "I've always wanted to live in Arroyo Grande, but it's very expensive, even for me, a psychiatrist with an education. There's no way someone like her has horses, sings, and can live in Arroyo Grande." So they told us she needed severe psychological drugs and counseling. Well, here's the point, is that she did have a singing career. She did have about, at that time, 3 or 4 horses. And we lived on a ranch in Arroyo Grande. And that was her life. And what she was expressing is she didn't want to be sick like this. She wanted to get her life
Yeah, I
back.
just wanted to be back to normal.
But he didn't even see that a Black young lady could have achieved any of that. So what did we do? We fired him and we made a complaint. It did nothing, but we got her out of there.
It did not.
So
Moral of the story.
moral of the story is you can't believe even some of the doctors when you have something that is out of the box from ordinary. You just got to fight the battle and trust your kid. Trust your family member that they are telling what they know their truth is, and don't let anyone defray you from that. So let's talk about American Hearts Association. I love what they've done for you. I love what they've done for you.
I'm really happy that they reached out to me and they're willing to, work with me, and I'm able to share my story on a larger platform. And February 5th.
Oh, she's scared me. I'm like, what?
I almost forgot. But I've been repeating it over and over so I don't forget. So let me just say it now so I can
And I do have that up. I did do this because she did say she wanted to say February 5th.
On February 5th, it's National Wear Red Day. This is just to raise awareness and spread awareness to help people with heart disease and strokes. And so we are working on that right now.
So wear red, February 5th. Put it on your calendar. February 5th, wear red.
And then post a picture and tag me in it.
Oh, all right. Let me tell you where to do it. So let me write this in. We're gonna say February. How do you spell it? February 5th. And wear red.
Wear red on February 5th.
Let's see.
Do you like that little jingle?
Oh yeah, go ahead. We're red. February 5th. Okay, I think it's gonna come up now. So February 5th, wear red. Okay. And then if you take a picture, send it to Chelsea on any of her Instagrams or Facebook.
Just tag me in it.
Tag her, whatever that means. At I am Chelsea K.
Yes, that's my Instagram.
That's your Instagram?
Uh-huh. And this is gonna help spread awareness because people were like, "Why is everybody wearing red on Instagram?" And you're like, "Wait, people have strokes? People have heart disease? No way!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. We got a good thing going.
It is a good thing.
Yes.
So, and I will remind you guys about that throughout my shows in the coming weeks as well. That February 5th is wear red, and that you tag Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, you talked about your music and you're back at it. Are
Yes.
you back at it?
Yes.
So how are you back at music?
Well, since I've been down and I'm not able, like, I haven't been able to, like, do any physical, exercises and whatever. I write, and I think that's like a huge thing because you know where your passion is when you're sitting down and all you can think about is, like, literally all I can think about is music and horses. That's it. And so I just wrote, and I have so much to write about now because I've been through so much. And so yeah, I just started recording in my room, and I met someone, a producer from the UK, and World. This is a little producer.
And world.
Yeah, and we released a song called Summertime, and they got a couple of radio plays and stuff, which is really, really, really cool. And right now I'm working on my EP, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's all just in my bedroom, me.
So, is there any reason? What again? I'm like, you've been sick. You have days where you can't get out of bed. You have most days where you can't do a lot of physical activity, but yet you've taken what's in your heart to do and just made it happen, even in your room. And did you know it was going to go anywhere?
No, I didn't know it was going to go anywhere. And honestly, I don't really. I'm not thinking, oh, I want my music to go like I don't want to tour. That's a lot of exercise. I'm probably not up for that. I know my limits, right? And right now, I just want to make music and express how I feel, and I think that people can relate to that, and they'll be able to relate to what I'm going through, whether you had a stroke or not. Everybody has some sort of devastation happen in their life, and they feel like something's holding them back. And I think with that being said, just listening to someone else going through that, like, I know that helps me a lot. Most of my songs are depressed. Most of my playlists, people don't like me to play music because they're like, wow, Chelsea, your stuff is really sad. But it helps me get through knowing that other people are doing the same thing. And so that's why I like to make music, not necessarily so that it goes big.
I think it's so important. Well, since you talked, let me tell you where to find Chelsea's music.
On Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Vivo, Tidal. I don't know.
I've never heard of Tidal.
Yeah, that's Beyonce and Jay-Z's new streaming platform.
That's why I've never heard of it.
That's why you've never heard of it, yeah. But
well, find Chelsea's music on all those places. Just under her name, right?
Chelsea Keenan.
Chelsea Keenan. Put Keenan on there. Just Chelsea Keenan. Wow. So Chelsea, I'm amazed at the person you've become. That you didn't let hardship turn you hard. That your heart stayed kind and loving and open, and your mind stayed focused on life and not death. On positive things. What can you attribute to that? Does faith have any part of that, or is it just you pulling yourself up by your bootstrings?
No, I think faith has a lot in that because I don't know. I feel like when I pray and when I read the Bible and stuff, it's weird. I feel a lot different, and I feel like I can actually push through rather than when I'm just like trying by myself. I know, like, nah, today's not it. I don't know. It's like I can feel the difference, and like I feel like God's called like this has happened for a reason, and I feel like God wants me to share it and stuff like that.
I remember in the hardest of times, there was like no rhyme or reason. Like we couldn't figure it out as a family. What good can come out of this? Here you are, 20 years old, and with nothing to look forward to. How could good come out of this? And I remember the day that the American Heart Association reached out to you.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh no.
And you were like, what? They want me to talk?
Are you kidding me? You want me to get up there and tell everybody how terrible my life is? I was like, no way. Like,
And that's what your side, but on my side, I was like, this is it, God.
yeah.
This is what, when God says I'll use everything and I'll take everything and turn it for good. It's like you've been so faithful. You've never turned away from God. I know you question God, what's going on, and that's normal. You can be honest with God.
Yeah.
And I've seen you be honest with God. I've seen you be angry with God, but I've never seen you deny or kind of just do away with him through this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw it as this is it. This is what you've walked the walk. Now you can talk about it and help others to get through it. And there was so many times, like you said, over the years, I'm like, God's going to use this. You should tell your story. And you're like, no.
I don't like talking, I feel like I don't have much to say.
It just cut off so fast. I was like waiting for you to say something like a whole sentence.
No, I don't have anything positive after that. That's just the truth. But you know what? I have 3 interviews today.
Yes.
I'm regretting saying yes to all of them. But
No,
I feel like
you're not really regretting. Take that back. You're not regretting.
But I feel like it's something that I need to do.
I need some tea.
Sip, sip.
See? Sip, sip. So Chelsea, it's fun. So what's your typical day like?
Okay, so typically, well,
Chirp.
let's see what I do today. I wake up.
Yes, she does that.
Limp to the kitchen, take my medicine, and then I go back to my desk and I work. I try to do. I have some brand deals and some companies that I work with, and so I work with that, and then I work on my EP. I'm writing a lot, and then I go to bed at like 4. Right?
Well, sometimes that's
a
good day.
That's a good day.
Yesterday, I think you went to bed at 1.
I went to bed like 1, but I didn't get out of bed till like
11.
11. Yeah, I wasn't feeling good at all, so I limped to the kitchen and took my medicine and went back to bed.
And that's all right. It's okay. Do you hear? It is okay to have bad days.
Yeah. And you know what? I was stressing over it the other day because I was like, I'm not getting anything done. I'm behind on everything because I started going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And man, oh man, let me tell you, I'm so far behind.
Yeah.
And even yesterday, I was trying to concentrate, but I had such a bad headache, and I couldn't. Like my vision was getting blurry, so I couldn't finish it. And so I was stressing over it. But you know what?
What? What?
I had something really good to say, and I just forgot what it was. Come on, you gotta finish it. You gotta throw it.
You know what? It is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
There you go.
It's okay to be behind, as long as you have the drive in you and the want in you to push through.
Yes.
You'll get there.
This is what I think. This is my motto. Wake up, seek the Lord. Seek the Lord first, and then all things shall be added. That's scripture.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wake up and seek the Lord about your day, whether you can get up and do it at a park, or get up and do it in your favorite room, or just lay there in your bed like I did this morning and just say, Lord, I just can't do today. I literally said that. So I was like, I'm just staying in bed today. I don't feel well. I'm staying in bed. I'm not doing today. And I just sat there and I sought the Lord. I said, but if you have another plan, you want me to be functional today, just put it in my spirit to do so.
And look at us.
And then if you don't get the will, then you know what? My day could have been laying in bed, and that would have been okay. Yeah. Because we all need those days to, especially those that are dealing with sicknesses or illnesses or chronic problems with your health. We push through and push through and push through until we make our conditions worse.
And you know what? a lot of people, especially with this pandemic, they're kind of experiencing, the same kind of thing. The people who were
getting COVID, yes.
but also like the people who are stuck inside their house, because I know that when I first started being sick, I was getting asked to hang out with friends, and like I was just asked to hang out with a friend the other day, and I was like, no, I'm not up to it. But I was so bad about it because before the pandemic, everybody was going out, everybody was doing stuff, they were having fun, and I couldn't do that, and being 20, that's not like the best thing, and no one really understands, like, no, I can't go out, like, I'm not up to it.
Or you have to be in the house by 9.
Yeah.
Because you'll collapse by 9:30.
Take my medicine.
Take your medicine. Pain will come back, and you can't be out all night.
And people couldn't wrap their heads around you not going out. But I think now everybody kind of understands it. And someone was asking me, like, how are you doing through this pandemic? I'm like, it's no different than my regular life.
It's actually better because now everybody understands your life.
Gets what I'm going through, Yeah.
That's how I feel too. It's like now everybody understands my life.
Yeah.
And what you've been like inside the house and having to rely on just internet to do things and finding your true self alone, like who you are in Christ and who you are to yourself and your self-image.
I mean, you don't like. I didn't really. I feel like I learned so much about myself being alone with God, and that I feel like now I know who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think so too.
So there's a plus side to being stuck in bed if you use it to your advantage. And if you follow God and seek Him while you're laying there.
That's very profound, Chelsea.
Don't go crying on me.
I'm not. This is very profound and so beautiful.
You're like, whoa, Einstein would have said that one.
I don't know about Einstein. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I got notes as we were talking, I write the notes and we talked about so much. Is there anything anything
do I bore you that much?
You do not. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, you're gonna fall asleep on me.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't have any. I don't know. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about how on the screen it shows that you're the host, Melanie Keenan.
I'm the host. Welcome to Truth to Hear. My name is Melanie Keenan. In His steps and for His glory.
Oh no, you did not just do that. You did not just. You're a mess, Chelsea Chanel. You're a mess. It is a mess. I do say in His steps and for His glory.
You do. To everyone.
I didn't know you noticed that. That's my personal thing,
It's not so personal. You can put it online. You say it every day.
Yeah, but it's just my personal thing.
Gotcha.
It reminds me why I do what I do.
Oh.
And it's not about me. It's giving God all the credit for everything He has me to do in my life.
Because basically life isn't really about you. Like, not you, but like people. You know what I mean? It's about what God wants you to do.
There you go.
What?
Just go ahead, keep talking. The floor is yours.
I don't have anything to say. Like I told you,
it's really not, is it? Like if we can focus on us and everything we want and what we have planned in our own mind and thoughts, it's different than yielding your life to what God wants.
Well, because I had so many plans about what I wanted my life to look like. I wanted to be married by 24.
25.
25. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I don't think that's happening.
I know. You have to.
I have to find someone who'd want to marry me first.
Yeah. What's my word? I can't think of it. You have to court first, and courting could take 1 to 2 years of courting a fellow courting you.
What?
Yeah, you have to court. That's my rule. I don't know about you parents. Have you?
Well, I don't really
process of
necessarily. I do think that you should go on dates.
Yeah. I think courting is better.
So far,
Oh my goodness.
I agree with courting to an extent, but I think that your courting is like what? Hanging out on the front porch?
Well, being safe, not being alone with a gentleman.
Yeah, see, I don't believe with that.
Like for a while until 3 months. It takes 3 months to get to know a person in general.
Yeah, I agree with
For
that.
3 months, you shouldn't be like at his place or him at your place, like unless there's other people around. Like you should. Why are you alone with someone you barely know?
Well,
like, and I don't mean like not alone, but you know what I mean. I don't mean you have to sit in the same room with me.
Well, yeah, if you're a stranger, I
Yeah.
feel like if you've known each other, maybe it's different. Like you've known each other for a longer time. But if you're dating a complete stranger, maybe not be alone with him. He could murder you.
Well, the thing is now, where do you be alone? Like it used to be, you can go to a movie, right,
Well,
or
you can
sit in
go
a
on-
coffee shop.
You can go. There's so many
You
cute
can't
little
do
date
that.
ideas, and if I could go on a date, I would, because you could do picnics. How cute would a picnic
6 feet
be?
apart with masks on because you don't know the guy.
Well, you wouldn't date a stranger right now in the pandemic, and you know what? Like what they've done is you can have apps now, and you date through video chat. Like they literally have video chat, like an app where you can. It's like a speed dating app where you video chat people. So you could do video chat dates if you just want to date a stranger. But like if you're dating someone that you know, a picnic would be such a cute date.
A
Or
picnic
going
is
to
a
the
beautiful
beach would
date.
be a cute date. Or like taking a drive and then having a picnic like on the mountains and
Taking a drive with the top down.
Yeah. Or like I don't know, cooking would be fun.
Cooking would be very fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can cook over a Zoom.
You can.
Or Facebook chat.
Yeah, that's a cute little date. Yeah.
Your dad and I, because her dad lives in Louisiana. Even though we're still married, we're not divorced, but he lives in Louisiana.
We're still married.
Yeah, it's like, where's my ring? I don't know.
Wink, wink.
But he lives in Louisiana, and we cook over Facebook Messenger, and it's just hilarious. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So I could see you doing a cooking date.
Yeah. I just gotta find someone who wants to take me out on a date.
Well, I don't think you're gonna find someone. So praying for God to send you the right person is probably the only avenue, because where are you gonna find someone? You don't go anywhere.
My heart.
God forgive this child. All right, anyone who hears that, Chelsea is on the hunt.
No, I'm not too sure if I'm single or not right now, so we probably shouldn't say that. Like, here's my question.
We're talking in
How do you
theoretical
know?
terms here.
Yeah, but my thing is, how do you know if you're in a relationship if they don't ask you? Like, I don't think that means you're in a relationship.
You know what? I would like for people to comment about this. In this day and time, if you're with a guy and you're conversating and somewhat dating within this pandemic, and you're there 3, 4, 6 months.
Do you ask someone to be your girlfriend?
Yeah.
I would like that. I would like someone to ask me and be like, Chelsea, will you be my girlfriend? It doesn't even have to be like a huge thing. It could just be like, here's a soda. Will you be my girlfriend? You know what I mean?
I don't agree with the soda part, but I get, in even prior to my day, it used to be, and even my day, you got the gentleman's jacket. Like if he was a football player or a sports athlete, they gave you, hey, let's go steady, and they gave you the jacket. So the girl wore the man's jacket, the boy's jacket, and it showed everybody that they were together, and it was really nice. It's not a ring. You don't want to put a ring on it that easily, but you accept the letter jacket. In my day, they didn't have letters on it. Well, they still had like the M for Manhasset High or whatever, or the C for Columbia High. Those were my 2 high schools I went to. But you did something like, there was a gesture. There's a gesture, a friendship ring, something.
Yeah.
But at least words, at least saying, hey, how about you and I, making this thing, seeing where this thing goes. Something.
I would appreciate that. I mean, just FYI to all guys out there.
Make it official.
Make it official.
Don't cause your interested person to wonder, is he with me or is he with someone
But then
else?
again,
Is
like, does he
serious?
really like you if he doesn't?
You guys need to answer these questions for her. Chat, message, whatever. Again, here. You can do it directly to Chelsea.
Message me, DM me, and tell me what I need to do because I'm sitting here confused.
If you don't get asked,
Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should have like a dating podcast. You and I.
what would I offer in a dating podcast?
What? Wisdom.
You don't listen to my. She don't listen to my dating wisdom.
Mine is yeah. You need to court.
You court.
Need to sit outside in the courtyard.
You court. We have a courtyard, by the way. When you court a girl, you walk up to the door and you ring a doorbell. You don't say meet me in the parking lot. You court a girl. That's
the thing, though. You have to know that person, right, in order to get into their car. If someone like asks me out and be like, "Yeah, I'll pick you up," no, you're not.
Well, listen, and things have changed. I was going to say that because you don't even want them to know where you live these days. You we learned the hard way, didn't we?
I learned the hard way. Yes.
You don't let people know where you live right up front, but there's no movie theater to meet at. There's no coffee shop to meet at.
So your best bet is to FaceTime.
It's right now with this pandemic until things open up. The best bet is to FaceTime or
just be alone. You know what I mean? Just be alone
with a guy.
Yourself.
Oh no, just forget about the dating. Yes, take this time to self-evaluate. Like you said earlier, what did you say was so beautiful?
I didn't know who I was until I was alone with God.
That's so beautiful.
No, I know. Well, for the most part.
So do that. Take a self-evaluation moment.
Stare at yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself you're pretty. Look, I did that because I didn't think I was pretty. I've been looking at myself in the mirror. I've told myself that I'm pretty. You know what? I'm 10% believing it. After what, like 2 years?
More than
10% of me is like, oh, well, maybe so.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, take some time for yourself.
I agree. That's what I do. Take time for myself. I think we're all out of things to say.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I was just going to say, it's time for lunch. I think I'm hungry too. So, off to go get some chicken salad. Yum, yum.
Thanks for tuning in to our Truth Talk. A conversation.
In his steps. Well, let's look at what's going on. Our daily dose of truth to hear coming up this week.
Ooh.
Yes, we do. We have our daily dose.
Wow.
So Chelsea, go ahead and talk about our daily dose.
Okay, so we
start with today's Wednesday. So start with Thursday. Today's Wednesday, so start with tomorrow is Thursday. Talk about what we're going to do tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow we are having a Dive Deeper Bible study. This Bible study is going to be talking about the church of... I knew it! I knew that word would catch you! What kind of word is that?
Theatira.
Thyatira?
Yep, something like that.
Thyatira. Well, that's not really something when I say that. We're going to be talking about the church of Thyatira.
Oh, wait. I'll give you some information.
Here's some more information about it. Are you ready?
Right there.
It's a corrupt church / Achilles' heel. These are the words of the Son of God, whose eyes are like blazing fire and whose feet are like burnished bronze.
That is the way Jesus presented himself in the Revelation to John when he was talking about the church of Thyatira, which is a corrupt church. We're going to find out if you or those listening can identify themselves in the church of Thyatira.
Ooh, hopefully not. Home.
Yeah, hopefully not. Okay. All right. So what's on Friday?
And on Friday, we have our weekly message. And this is the greatest message because it ends your week, wraps it up, gets you ready for the weekend, and then ready to start off your next week. And we start all over again.
Wow.
So make sure you tune in every day at 2 p.m. except for weekends because weekends are for sleeping.
Yes, we're off on weekends.
Yes.
We don't believe in working.
Hey, what's that song? Everybody's working for the weekend. What song is that?
I don't know. I like the other one. The Sunday drive. What's that? Driving on this.
Sunday morning rain is falling. Yeah.
Give us another one, Chelsea. Give us another one. Is that the
That's my
one?
Maroon 5 impersonation.
Is that?
Are you talking about the SZA song? Because if so,
No,
you probably
no.
don't want that on here.
No, I'm not. I don't even know what you're talking about. But I'm talking about the one who talks about driving. It's Sunday. It might be the Sunday morning. Sing some more of that one. What's the other word on that Sunday morning? I think that's the one. I love that song. Anyway, we're done.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you had some laugh, some break from all the politics and all the stress of the world, because it was just me and my daughter. Stay tuned for
Wait, what's my name? You didn't say my name.
Chelsea Keenan.
Yes.
It's me and my daughter, Chelsea Keenan. Hopefully, I can get my other daughter and my son and his wife to be on as well in the
That'd be
future.
fun.
Not right away.
Yeah.
We got to space the family out. So
Yeah.
we did, my husband a couple of weeks ago, and we did Chelsea, and then maybe next couple of weeks coming up, we'll do Jacqueline, my youngest child, and then maybe a couple of weeks after that, we can do my son, Lawrence,
That
and
would
his
be
wife,
fun. Yeah.
Jessie. That would be
You
fun.
guys can meet the family.
You
You know?
get to meet the family, get to see how we interact, and that I'm not all there. And why?
Where did you go?
Have a good week.